have such sights to show you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Four Dead Losers podcast. We are three of the Four Dead Losers. I'm Ramito.
Adam.
Jordan.
And today we're going to be talking about the Amityville Horror 2005, to be exact. Wow. So not Amityville Horror 19
Originally,
whatever.
79.
Not the reboot.
Not the reboot. Not Amity Space in Space.
Why are they always in space?
Not Amityville in the Hood. not those.
The fact that I believe you, I think
They're the real movies. I'm gonna put the fucking posters up so people can see them. That'll be, if we get to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, we'll rank every single Amityville movie.
We'll watch all of them.
Rank them in order. Adam, this was your pick. Non-spoiler thoughts. What'd you think of the movie?
It's one of those ones where I think there was like some nostalgia of remembering it because I haven't seen it in like so long. It's one of those ones that's like you never like go out searching for to watch. It's not one that you hear about a lot because there's 1,000 of them, right? It's like, you know. But I definitely remember like when we had to figure out what our movie was going to be, I was like just trying to think of what's a movie that like I remember seeing that would like be an okay one. And looking back at it now, I'm kind of like, you know, definitely has a lot more flaws than I remember for sure. And this was one that came out in the mid-2000s, which I think I've gone on record in saying the mid-2000s were pretty dark time for horror. There was a lot of oversaturation, I think. There's just a lot of not great movies thrown into the mix. Now, there was good ones in there and some great ones, but you have to kind of siphon through a lot of bad in the 2000s. And I don't remember if there was like a resurgence or what. Like I do remember there was a lot in that time period because I remember I'd go to the movies and watch a lot of these. But you know, non-spoiler thoughts. I think this movie definitely is marred by some aging, and especially like from the perspective of like some of the things they threw in there. Particularly, like think when I was watching it, the thought that went through my mind was it's very formulaic. And you can tell that it's just following a formula and checking off boxes to make a horror movie be a horror movie. And so that definitely stuck out to me as the movie went on. I'm like, man, I just like feel like I already know what's happening and going on because like it's the formula. It's like exactly what you would expect from these movies.
Yeah.
So it suffers from a lot of that. So from my second viewing, or I wouldn't say second, like 50th viewing, I'm sure, but like from my second viewing away from being in the past, like this one definitely didn't stick out as being all that great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't necessarily good either. Like it was just like it was okay. Like it was an okay movie. So I would say my rating is a 5 out of 10. Like it's
5
just
out of
like
10.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Jordan, non-spoiler thoughts. What did you think of this movie?
This is one of those movies I knew nothing about going in. I haven't seen any of them. I have no connection to the story. I don't know what it's supposed to be about. I don't know what the book's about. I don't know what the original one's about. So like I don't really have anything to compare it to. Before I watched it, I have a habit of looking up like the Rotten Tomato score. It has like a 23 critic score. The audience score is like a 52 or something. So I was really, really expecting garbage. It did not set a good tone. And to touch on something we kind of talked about before we started filming, the guy, George Lutz, or whatever the main character's name is, actually sued the makers of this film for, like, defamation because of the way he was portrayed. Yeah, that got, like, it just got dismissed. Like, so much after being filed. And then he was also suing for, like, money and stuff, which he ended up passing away the next year. So nothing ever came of that. But I just thought, like, we talked about it a little bit beforehand that a lot of this has been debunked. Like, I mean, I don't necessarily believe in paranormal stuff, so I kind of figured it would be debunked. But, like, to sue over defamation because they fabricated a story that you fabricated in the first place is kind of interesting. But overall, I was honestly kind of shocked by how much better than what, like, the Rotten Tomato score said. Like, I was really, really expecting, like, garbage. Overall, it definitely has some of, like, the 2000s things we were talking about. The sound design is interesting. It has, like, the 2000s feel to it. I actually didn't mind the filming style of this. It gave me, like, this is super random, but like the filming quality gave me like Napoleon Dynamite vibes. Like a lot of these movies, I don't like a lot of 2000s movies have a certain like filter to them. I didn't feel like this one necessarily did. I do agree that it is formulaic, especially for like a horror movie, which I don't think is always bad. It's like, you know, I think music can be formulaic and still be enjoyable. I thought the movie was still entertaining. I thought Ryan Reynolds actually did a good job. I don't know if I'm alone on that.
No, he did.
But he's one of those actors that, because I only know him for like newer stuff, I don't really know when his career took off. I didn't realize. Prior to this movie, I didn't realize he was that old. He's like 49 or something. I thought he was like 30. So, that he was in his mid-30s. But yeah, in my mind, Ryan Reynolds is like The Rock, where he just plays the same character. So I was kind of impressed by his performance. Overall, much better than I expected. Again, probably not a movie I would go out of my way to like put on. Mm-hmm. But if it's playing in the background, you know, I'm cool with it. I think I would watch it again. I'm gonna be a little generous. I'm feeling like a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I'm feeling like a 7 out of 10.
All right. Non-spoiler thoughts for myself. This is definitely one that I do vividly remember going to Blockbuster and picking off of the shelf.
Oh, so y'all have both seen this before?
Yeah, I've seen it. But I mean, like, it came out in 2005, so probably hit Blockbuster.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
You're like what?
I must say,
you probably hit hard. You're like 8 or 9. Like,
yeah, I would have been in 2005. I was 8.
Yeah.
So
you'd have been like what, 11, 12?
like 12.
So like a kid watching this movie for the first time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, and I remember watching it in theaters too, and I think that's one of the things too I thought about was like, I think this is one of those ones where, and why I think horror movies were so popular then. You had the movie era, right, of Blockbuster, and what was the other one, Hollywood Video. But then you also had like, still that, around that time, I mean, going to the movie theater was still a thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not a big thing anymore. But
this
like
movie made like $100 million, which even by today's standards, before inflation, that's like a lot of money for a horror movie.
And like you talk about, like, I think that's part of it too, was like remembering it was maybe from the theaters, like, man, that was actually so cool, because you have like the high of being in the theater and having all those jump scares and things, but then you watch it on video and you're like,
yeah.
Bored.
So nostalgia probably, all that to say that nostalgia probably influences my score a little bit, probably more than it should, honestly. But I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. I didn't think it was too bad for what it was. You know, it's exactly what you're saying, right? It checked all the boxes or whatever. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the spoiler section of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This is your spoiler warning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ba-bam.
Yeah, so I think that was like one of the first things that stood out to me. I was like, okay, I remember obviously opening scene, setting up like the backstory lore really quick, just like a quick lore dump of the event of the family getting taken out by another family member, and you can tell he's like in a psychosis, right, or like some type of weird trance, and they have like all the like Easter eggs of like 3:15 a.m. is like the time that a lot of this stuff happens, and
they show the TV thing or whatever.
The TV thing, which is a one of those old like. Back in the day, if the TV cut off or there wasn't a signal, it would go into like a signal not found, or like.
Well, even at that, they used to. I think it would have been in like 10 at night. They would just cut all services off.
Services off. Okay.
Yeah.
So there was one of those on the television screen, and this guy is in his basement, which you find out pretty quickly because he has to go upstairs, and it's all brick, or not brick, but like cement wall. And he like goes up, he has his like gun, and he just goes into the different rooms and I will say, I thought I was like, man, I thought I was gonna have like an epileptic seizure, man. Like there was so much flashing. I was like, oh my gosh, like it's just a lot of lightning. The camera was, what was it, black and white?
During this, I think it was like kind of like newspaper.
Yeah, because they would look really muted, and then they would like cut in clips of what I assume is the actual pictures.
Yeah, or I'm sure like
the
crime scene photos / newspaper clippings, but also like, or crime scene photos, yes, but like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like it was just the whole
a lot of flashing.
A lot of flashing and a lot of like just quick like change to this, newspaper clipping changed to
I
this.
feel
It's
like this was only like a minute long.
It wasn't very long.
It was like a speed
My
run.
eyes were like, what the heck?
That's what I'm saying, like they're going through so much
It's just,
like content.
Yeah, there's a lot of
such like-
flashing. The lightning. It was the lightning, man. Just a lot of flashing in my eyes. I was blinded. But yeah, he just goes to different rooms. He takes out the different people, and unfortunately, I think he starts with the
parents,
and then the kid. And I'm just thinking like I know there's a thunderstorm, but nobody's waking up like at all.
Right.
Like that's wild to me. And nobody's waking up, and then it ends with he also does the thing too where, and this was like they did this effect a couple times in the movie. I wasn't a big fan of. Like I get it again, you know what is the word, experimental, right? But they do this thing where he like has like this glitchy head where it like is going crazy a lot. I don't really like that. I was like, okay, that was like the first thing where I was like, I remember that, but it looked, and I thought it was a lot cooler back in 2006. I'm like, that looks so bad to today's standards.
I feel like I've seen other films do that, and I feel like they're probably from the same time period.
Yeah,
like,
you know what it reminds me of? The glitchiness from, what was that movie, Jump? Where the people have like the ability to like, they can look at a picture and like jump into it. Like they can like basically like, it's a really good movie, but Morgan Freeman's in it, I think. I think he's like one of the bad guys. But no, that's another one. I don't know. Anyways, but basically, yeah, there was just some weird filtering stuff and some different camera things. And then it ends and culminates with, you can see what we know is the younger sister basically hearing, I think she's the only one that hears everything.
Yeah.
She goes to hide in her closet, which I think is because her room is the highest point. It's like in the attic base space. And then
it's like when you think of the Amityville house, it's that one specific window
seal that looks like the eyes.
Yeah,
looks like the eyes. And then the brother opens the door and she's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "Shh," and then bah! And then it's like, what was it? The flash is like the next thing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like the
title card.
Yeah, I was like, what the?
Yeah, so we get the title card, and there's a 911 call basically saying, I think it's Ronnie calling, saying that they're all dead. And then the opening credits is met with the news articles and segments of like basically what had happened.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, there was a, this murder that happened, but then they have one surviving family member, and making it seem like, I guess at first nobody would have thought that it was him, and then I guess as newspapers and stuff they start spinning out more news, like, oh, actually they're pressing charges on him, and it was him that did it, and he said that he was possessed, and they show the notebook, his notebook, and it's all scribbled with catch 'em, kill 'em, things like that.
Catch 'em, kill 'em.
Yeah, and catch 'em is spelled differently both times. Catch 'em, KATCHEM, and then I think even KETCHEM, which plays a factor later in the movie.
Yeah.
As we get more lore done.
Yeah.
So then we cut to our main characters, or who are going to be part of our main family. Basically, it's a couple. We have Kathy, who's going to be our mom, and George, who's the boyfriend of the mom. And then the rest of the kids. So there's 3 kids. There is Chelsea, Michael, and Billy. So their ages, Billy's the oldest. He's like 12. Michael's the next oldest. And then Chelsea is the youngest. And I think it's right here where we find out that Kathy's husband, the kid's father, had passed. Yeah, he had passed a while ago. And so George is still kind of... or the kids seem to be still getting used to him being around.
Bro, was the dad in the house or what? Sorry.
No,
I take it back. I don't think we ever find out what happened to him though, right?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay.
Although we do get one sick line later in the movie, I want to make sure we point out.
Okay.
I was like, whoa,
no.
It was so left field.
So George and Kathy see an ad in the paper for the house, right? So they're driving to go check it out, and they get there, and right away the realtor, she's looking like really antsy, right? Super like about everything that's going on. But they go ahead and they go inside and they get the house tour. Where Kathy, I think it's in like the living room or the dining area. She looks up and there's like black stains on the ceiling or something. They walk around some more, and then George is basically saying like, "Dude, this place is like a steal."
Right, like the price can't be right. Like something's up.
And he has more experience in these things because he's a contractor.
Yeah, he's a contractor.
And so basically, the realtor's basically telling them like, "Hey, this is a fixer-upper kind of
We
thing."
never see him go to work.
I was about to say he never goes to work again.
Neither does Kathy. I never see either. of
Yeah,
them.
they like leave at one point for something, I forget, for dinner and then something else. But I'm like, yeah, they like never go to work, or at least we never see it. I guess. I'm
Yeah.
There's one of the rooms where the kids were in, or the two brothers that were, offed. And the realtor says while they're in that room, she says, this room will be perfect for children, which is, a call to what had happened before. And while George and Kathy are talking, the realtor's name is Edith. She's hearing like creaking in the house and all that kind of stuff, which of course this is a haunted house movie, so we already know what's going on. And at one point, she goes down to show them the basement, right? And she refuses to go downstairs.
And even before this, I'm pretty sure we see like a shadow or something in the background
Mhm.
that like she acknowledges while they're like looking out the window or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I caught the basement thing. That they go down to the basement. And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna wait up here."
Yeah, I'll wait up here.
Hell no.
And in the basement, we also see the clock
Stuck
that
at 3:15.
Yeah, stuck at 3:15 a.m. And then after they're done with the house tour, George and Kathy are basically talking about it, and eventually they agree to buy the house. While they're walking out of the house, George questions Edith. He's like, "Hey, what the heck's going on?" And she has to tell them like, "Oh, hey, the family who lived here was murked."
And she's even. This is something I had to go back and check because I was a little confused. Because yeah, he's asking like, "Oh, what's the catch? Like something isn't right." And she gives kind of the lore, and she's like, "No, but it's okay. The town is over it. It's only a 1 year jump."
Yeah.
I had to double check. Like, oh, maybe this is like a decade later. This is 1 year.
It's been a year.
Bro, there ain't no way.
That's crazy. So then we get a title card that says day 1, and it's the family arriving, and there's like a montage basically.
Yeah,
of
so,
them.
you said, again, check boxes of horror movies from the 2000s. You have the like dates, day 1, day 10, day 15, and then you have every horror movie montage of the like camcorder, like, oh hey, like,
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. That's like I said, this is where I started really like remembering like, oh man, this is like every niche or like little, common thing you put in a horror movie is like checking all those boxes.
So Drag Me to Hell was better.
And did y'all catch that we never see the camera that they filmed these things on?
Yeah, he kind of pulls the film out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
Even later on, he like is looking through it, and I'm like,
Where's the camera? We do see in this montage Harry, who's the dog. He's barking at the boathouse door. Oh, the house is on the lake. I should have mentioned that too. Anyways, so we cut to that night. And Kathy's putting the kids to sleep, and it's like Billy is refusing, and he's like, "No, I don't want to go to sleep." No, Kathy's doing prayers. She asks, "Did you do your prayers?" And he says, "No one listened to my prayers when I asked to keep Dad alive." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's crazy."
yeah, awkward.
Yeah. But Kathy eventually talks him down, and that entire time we see George in the hallway, right? And he heard the entire conversation. And then the parents are getting ready for bed, but then Kathy's mom calls. Okay, cool. That basically is the segue to get George into the basement, right? Because he stands up and he's right next to the AC vent, and he's like, "Oh, it's cold as heck in here."
And everybody else is like, "No, it's not cool. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. So he goes downstairs into the basement where he puts more wood into the furnace. And he starts to immediately hear like breathing and all these different noises and all these kind of things. And then he looks at the clock. Is it at 3:15 at this point?
Yeah, see, I think he like hits it or something, and he like tries to get it to work again.
And then you can hear the whispers coming out of like the speaker that's on top of
Yeah, it's like
he closes the furnace door when he's done, and then I don't know if y'all saw this, but the fire puffs up or something, which I don't really know why they added that in.
I think it's the whole idea, again, checking the box of like you've awakened the
fires of hell.
Yeah, the spirits.
The spirits of hell.
Yeah.
So then they're back in bed and they start having, some intimate time, Kathy and George, and then the clock strikes 3:15 a.m. And then this is where George sees Jody, who's the youngest sister in the murders, and she's standing at the foot of the bed, but for some reason she has a rope tied around her neck for, you know, the purposes that people would do that, but that's not how she passed.
Yes.
And it's never brought up again why she has the rope around her neck.
Yeah, we never find out.
Yeah, so it's just like that one.
I have a theory on it, but I'll wait till we get to closer to the end.
Okay.
But I don't think it really sells.
To me, it just gave the like, oh, this into something like scary.
Yeah, scary. Yeah.
Oh my God, she's hanging.
Yeah. So he gets freaked out. You know, they kind of stop, and then we move on to the next day where George is sick in the restroom, and then we cut to Kathy, and she's walking into Chelsea's room, and she's talking to nobody.
Yeah.
Right? There's nobody there. She's talking. And then when Kathy's walking into the room, the camera passes this chair, and we can see Jody sitting in the chair, right? The little dead girl.
This is another checkbox of like, oh, kid has an imaginary friend.
Yeah. And so Chelsea tells Kathy that she's talking to Jody, who lives in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically like a creepy kid drawing of that Jody had made. Oh, look, that Chelsea had made.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, this is my friend Jody. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
Mom was like, cool.
Yeah. Mom's like,
This is like
wow.
an etch a sketch or whatever.
Oh, that's right. It's on an
It
etch
is,
a sketch.
yeah. That's why it looks all jank.
And then we cut to Michael again, one of the kids, the middle kid. He's running up to George, and he has like this metal device in his hands that basically looks like a silhouette kind of a person is the way I could the outline.
It's like think of like an obnoxiously large, tall light bulb looking shape, and then it has like
spikes.
Yeah.
Spikes at the bottom, and we find out what that is.
Yeah.
And so George is like, "Where did you get this from?" And Michael's like, "I found it. Me and Harry found it." He's like, "Me and Harry found it in the basement." And George immediately, like, straight face, "You mean in my office?" It's like, okay, dude. Whatever. And then he starts to be more of a butthead, right? Like, don't go down there without XYZ. And then he sends Michael on his way to help with the groceries and apologizes for being mean to him. And then we cut to inside. Kathy had brought the groceries in with the kids, and she asks where Chelsea is. And then so they're basically looking for her. They go outside. They find the dog, Harry, barking at the boathouse. And so they go in, and they see her on the boat, and she has like a red balloon.
It's the Pennywise crossover.
Pennywise.
Where'd she get that balloon?
I don't know. I saw it. And I thought, bro, this is the wrong movie. What does that mean?
This is the second thing time, right, where it's like, what?
Another just this was one of the more random, like I guess.
It's not even like the family had balloons in the house. Like it's obviously with helium. Where did they?
And it ties into nothing. Like it had nothing to do with the backstory.
Unless it's Pennywise the whole time.
Bro.
Think about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I guess not. It doesn't take place in Maine. Anyways, so she's unresponsive, right? They're trying to get her attention, and they eventually, she snaps out of it, and they're like, "What did you do?" And she's like, "No, I came down here. Jody wanted to see the boat." And then Kathy is basically like, hugging her, saying that it's all right. And she looks at George, and she drops the "somebody should have been watching you." And then they leave the boathouse, and they make it very clear that George locks the boathouse door.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking back on it, I wish I had read the book. Because what if the girl with the rope or the balloon? What if this is the true story that the guy told, and that's why it's included in the movie?
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, they should have caught that guy as a fraud a long time.
So then we cut to that night, and at this point, they don't. From when they dropped the day 1 title card, I thought we were gonna get one every single day.
It was like day 15, right?
Yeah,
it jumps big time.
2 weeks.
Not yet, but yes, you're right.
Yes.
It does. We see day 1, and we can kind of keep track of the days from there, but then it jumps to day 15, and then it jumps again to day 28 or something.
Which is the final day. We only get check marks every few days. Yeah.
So we cut to that night, so still day 1. We're, I guess, technically going into day 2, where Michael wakes up and he hears the house like creaking, right? And he tries to get Billy up, and he's like, no, and he's, I gotta go pee or something like that. And so Billy's just unresponsive, and so this guy does what I did when I was a kid and had to go to the restroom. He runs to the restroom. And he goes ahead and uses the facilities with the door wide open.
Does he wash his hands?
No, he does not.
Oh, he tries to. He tries to wash his hands.
And he can't, but then he leaves.
Yeah.
And that started the trend.
The curse was passed on.
The curse was passed from there.
And I think on this one, this is when they do the creepy, like, string-haired person that's, like, bleeding from the mouth, and it's, like, right next to him, and is doing the shaky head, like,
oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, this is another one where I was like, again, 2006, how many jump scares can we add to make it scary? You knew something was going to pop up, but, like, I think that was one of my complaints, too, as I was, like, revisiting him, like, I feel like a lot of the stuff was, like, aggressively put in, like, there was no nuance to it, there wasn't, like, a true build into it, like, yeah, of course, the tension of, I heard a creak, I gotta run over there, but you don't get the tension of, like, oh, is there something there, is it not there, is it something, like, you don't get any of that, it's just
very
like,
little of it is subtle, a lot of it is just straight
like,
into,
in
like,
your face, yeah,
and then it's gone.
And then it's gone, yeah.
So then we cut to George, and he wakes up, and all of the windows are open, and he hears a gunshot. So then he goes to the boys' room, and he sees himself holding the firearm towards the kids, and then boom, it's a dream sequence because he wakes up at 3:15 in the morning to the windows being open.
Yep.
Right, he was having a dream in his dream.
Yeah, dream in the dream. And he sees that the boathouse door is also open, and there's a red balloon coming from the door. He goes and he sees that the dog is in the boathouse, so he goes inside, and he hears bubbles coming from under the boat, right? Like that little area. And so he jumps into the water, but then there's nobody there. But the dog keeps barking. And then he walks.
Oh, he basically he gets out. He gets mad at the dog. He's like, "What are you trying to kill me?" Because like, did you notice too? Like, I mean, the lake is like emitting. The lake is like emitting because I guess humidity, you know, like with the fog coming off inside the boathouse, and then but yeah, he like walks inside like just wet, like soaking wet. Walks up the stairs, goes to the boys' rooms to check on him. And doesn't. Oh no! He doesn't. No, he looks at the window and he sees Jody, or he sees the girl. Yeah, Jody in one window with the lights on, and then he like, I think shakes his head. Like looks back, she's gone, and then he pins to the other window and sees Jody and Chelsea standing in the window, and so he like doesn't like even rush that fast. He just kind of like. He kind of rushes, but then like will pause and then like walk, and then he goes upstairs and the lights are turned off and like kid's asleep.
She's asleep, so he goes into the closet and he grabs a teddy bear
and puts it on her.
When he goes into the closet to grab the bear, we just get the quick glance of what's on the ceiling, and it's Jody, and she's being held by
it does
hands.
That awkward filter again, where instead of her being shaky, it's like a distorted, like the camera is like shaking. Like it's again weird experimental choices that I was not a fan of. Again, like looking at it now, I'm like, I maybe could see trying to be different, but it was like it just doesn't work very well. It doesn't hold good ground.
With hands coming out of the ceiling.
Yeah, hands like holding her up.
Yeah. So he puts the bear into Chelsea's arms, and then we cut to the next day. To where Kathy wakes up and George isn't there, so she kind of wanders around. We find Harry in the basement, and he's scratching at what looks like an ash mark right in the wall of the basement. And George yells at him like, "Stop that! Stop doing that!" And he sees it as well. Yeah. So he's talking to Kathy, and he keeps saying that the boathouse keeps getting opened.
He's sitting in a chair like
he's sitting in a chair.
He's like his eyes are like red.
Red. I do like this. Was another thing I did think was a plus was I think the devolution of his character, right, of him like going crazy work because of the eyes, the contacts, if you will, and like he started like getting like a sternness to him. But yeah, he like I think this was the first time other than that like one snap at that one kid for going downstairs was he's like it keeps on getting open, and he's like, and guess what I found in Billy's room, and he like just goes and he has like the keys, and then he like snaps them back in his hand,
and he says something about the dog that's like a foreshadowing.
Yeah, he's like. So what did he say? Yeah, he's like, that dang dog, we need to like keep him whatever is Billy's dog that keeps me up and something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where we get the cut to day 15.
Yeah, day 15 is a big jump.
And we're in the car with George and Billy, and Billy's not apologizing for something he didn't do, right? So I think at this point, this is what, like, more things have probably happened that we didn't see, but the conversation is taking place as if it, like,
Literally
follows,
the same day. Yeah.
Yeah, it follows immediately after him finding the keys. So then we cut to Kathy, and she's washing dishes in the kitchen, and we see the magnets on the fridge start to rearrange, and they say,
That was a bad one too.
and they say, catch 'em and kill 'em. And there's like a ghost figure that runs through the hallway.
Yeah. And he keeps on saying like E-M. Doesn't spell out the full, but they don't have enough letters. In
Yeah,
the
they have,
alphabet.
yeah. I had the subtitles on, and it's apostrophe E-M. So then she turns around because she feels the presence of the ghost running, but then she sees the magnets. Ooh, spooky. So then she goes looking for George. She goes around the house looking for George, can't find him. She circles back around into the kitchen to where he's in there, and she asks about the magnet, and then they look, and this is like the house basically gaslighting her, right? Because they're just jumbled again.
Yeah.
So we cut to what I'm assuming is that night. Again, we like just the way that the days are kind of formed, or I guess set up. I'm assuming it's the same night.
Yeah.
George and Kathy, they're basically getting ready for date night, and Billy, being a 12-year-old, is like, no, I don't want a babysitter. I'm a grown man. And the babysitter walks in, right? And he's like, changes his mind real quick. He's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Because even Ryan Reynolds whispers, right? He's like, oh, do you want a babysitter now?
Yeah.
Shitty. So then she drops the lore that she used to sit for the DeFeos, which was the family, the previous owners of the house.
Okay, they ask you if she wants a tour, and she's like, no, I already know the place.
Yeah.
Red flag number 1.
I was like, bruh, you knew what happened in this house a year ago and you still came back?
She wants the bag, bro.
I'm like, how much are they paying her?
How did they find? We get like.
They're at the grocery store.
Okay.
Yes,
we
when
did
Kathy
get
comes back from the grocery store, she says that she found a babysitter.
Okay. I missed that.
And so then Kathy and George leave, and we cut to them at the restaurant, and this is where we can see like that we as the audience can put together that it's really the location that's getting into George's
His eyes aren't red anymore.
He doesn't have the Sith eyes.
Yeah.
So then they're basically conversing about how he's feeling better being away from the house. And then we cut to the babysitter smoking weed in the restroom. Bruh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Had to establish it was the 70s.
Yeah. And then Billy's at the door, right? And she opens the door and he has the bowl of popcorn. He's like, you hungry? And she goes, you read my mind. So then we cut back and forth between date night and the house, right? So what's going on in date night is basically like them conversing about their relationship and how they're doing and all that kind of stuff. At the house, the babysitter's like acting. Did you get she's acting really weird with Billy?
I agree 100%.
She's like, have you Frenched before? It's like, lady, you're like 10 years older than
it's
this
giving
kid.
very off-putting vibes.
Yeah.
I just assumed she was underage. I couldn't tell. Like, I don't
I have to imagine it was like high school, like.
It was like
senior,
she was definitely being. Well, it came across to me as like flirty or something.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And it was like Billy's infatuated. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this cliche thing.
It
was the 70s.
So then she asks Billy if the parents knew the DeFeos, and he's like, "What do you know? Who are they?" And she goes, "Oh, I shouldn't tell you about them."
Yeah.
And then, of course, him being 12 is like, "Okay, no, I want to know. I can handle it." And then she basically starts telling him what happened, right?
In the room he sleeps in.
Yeah, in the room. And she even says, like, that's kind of gross that you sleep in this room.
Because I'm pretty sure these are the same beds, right? Some of the furniture, like, stayed there that they're reusing.
Did it?
I
thought
like,
so.
The bed frames and stuff. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure those beds are the same ones. I don't know. But it's like,
Not only is it a year later, it's the same bed.
right.
That's crazy. So she's basically giving the lore to Billy and Chelsea and Michael because all three of them have come up.
I know Michael walks in and she's like, cover your ears and definitely don't listen.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And then then Jody walks in towards the back end, and then she's like, Jody doesn't like you, right? Or like Jody.
Chelsea walks in.
Yeah, but she's like, yeah, Jody doesn't like you. And she's like, well, what did she say? Well, she's dead. So I was like, jeez.
And at this point they're in Chelsea's room where Jody had passed. And so she says like, oh, Jody died in that closet right there. And then is it
Billy's the one who's like, I bet you won't go in there. And she's like, what will you give me? And she's like, will you give me your Kiss poster?
Which
and
I forgot. Oh, sorry. You can go.
He's like, yeah. He's trying to play cool with it, yeah.
I forgot this was like the late 70s.
Yeah, so
Because in my mind, the whole time I was thinking, why does this kid have an Alice Cooper and a Kiss poster in 2005?
Oh,
yeah, like, bro, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh,
he even wears the Kiss shirt.
Yeah.
He does have the Kiss shirt.
So she goes in, and I think what is it? Chelsea's like, she's gonna get mad at you, and she's like, I don't care. She goes in immediately, door slams, and then my favorite is she's like, stop playing around, let me out, as if she can't see through the blinders that the kids are like not even by the door. They're like, we can't get it open.
She's like, unlock it or something.
Yeah.
And Billy's like, it doesn't have a lock.
It doesn't have a lock. Yes, that was the one I was like, it doesn't have a lock, bro. What do you mean? And then and then we basically get the montage of her freaking out, and then she like, what is it? The sound gets all crazy, and then it like sound stops, and she turns quietly, and it's Jody there, and she's like, look what my brother gave me, and she like pulls her hair, and it has like the
we even get like the back, like you
the
can see the
wound.
hole.
The art that known from Terrifier 2, and she like grabs her hand and like pushes her finger.
This part I was like, ooh.
I was like, jeez. And then like the girl's like freaking out, and then the lights keep on flickering, and then she's like, let me out. She's like slamming on the door, and like, I guess first of all, I have to imagine this door is not very.
I feel like you could break.
Yeah, you could break through this door.
It's like thin.
She's like hitting it, like clawing, and she eventually like just like the classic claw, my fingers bleed, trying to get out. Which I'm like you're saying, I was like, that door is very breakable. Like her touching it, you can already see the flaps moving. I was like, all it takes is one good punch, to break through those little blinds. And and then cut to the DeFeos Lutz is getting home, and there's an ambulance taking.
Bro, she's being dragged out in a full stretcher.
Yeah, full stretcher, and she's just like, what did she say? I saw Jody. It's all her fault. And the parents are like, yo, what just happened? What is going on with our babysitter?
So then they get inside, and George like starts yelling at the boys.
Yeah, he's like losing. He's
This is
like,
like really when we see his character turn. At least towards the kids.
Yeah, and then the mom's like, oh no, it's gonna be okay, guys. He's like, no, I'm doing the disciplining now. And he's like, get to your room and get his in. And then what did I say? It's like, oh, but it wasn't. He's like, I don't care. Get to your room.
Pretty much, yeah. So then after that conversation, Kathy goes upstairs to check on Chelsea. And she says that Jody did it, but that she won't hurt Kathy because she likes her, right? She says Chelsea says that Jody thinks that Kathy is a good mom, so she won't hurt her.
And is this the point where, and then even she kind of wants to give away that there's something else there though that's not just Jody, and it's on her Etch-a-Sketch, right? What we find out later to be the big villain or whatever. And then she like Etch-a-Sketches it away. She's like, shakes it away.
Yeah.
So basically, it's I guess you've seen enough horror movies and like just typical shows, but like the typical like old, 1800s preacher, right? Like the big long black coat with like a big black brim. I guess you could also maybe think it's like some old farmer or something. I guess, but like you could tell like very older colonial type person, and they don't look nice, and then she like Etch-a-Sketches them away.
So then we cut to the next day, and George is chopping wood, and he's making Billy
hold the wood.
The wood, and
this is one of his colder lines. What did he say? He's like, "Now I need you to hold still and not be nervous, because If you get nervous, I get nervous. And he's like sinister with this.
Pretty sure he like lightly slaps him or something.
Yeah, he grabs his cheek. And
Which earlier he was chopping wood and wasn't making Billy hold it.
No, he was making Billy just, I think, move it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which Billy hated, and then he was making him hold it.
Yeah.
And then I think that's what ends up happening is he basically chops all the wood, makes him hold it, and he's like, all right, now we're done chopping, go move all that wood. And don't come back inside until you do.
So then we cut to
dinner, right?
To dinner,
This is where he drops the other cold line.
He was cooking, bro.
Because what did he say? Like, somebody brought up the husband, right? The old husband.
I think Chelsea might have.
What did she say? Like, what was the line that she said? She said something about, when so-and-so was blah, 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 and he stopped her, and he's like, well, he isn't around now, is he? I was like, what?
Because he was telling him, like, oh, I gotta teach these kids this and that because their dad isn't around.
Yeah, to teach him. I was like, what? And she just takes it, she's just like, jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was wild. That was like, I thought that was one of the coldest lines he dropped, other than the, if you get nervous, I'll get nervous.
So then we cut again, and now George is in the basement, and he's putting up like more drywall, right, to like I guess start making his office down there. And he hears the boys in the vents basically talking mess about him, saying that he's a pee-pee head and all these kind of things. Yeah. And then he starts hearing the voice say, "Catch 'em, kill 'em, catch 'em, kill 'em," that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, so basically, so he's been seeing where this wall is. That like the dog has scratched,
right,
and
right.
And it's like there's like this divot that like runs from the bottom of it, which like not normal. Like I think that would have been the first thing I would have investigated. I was like, what is this divot for? Like there's something that's supposed to be here.
Because there's a divot, and then I'm pretty sure there's like a little cutout.
Yeah,
like,
for the divot. Yeah. And so I think this is the point where he decides to rip it.
Yeah.
And so
point?
yes, he gets
it's really weird. Like he rips it at this point.
He doesn't go all the way in.
I think it's a dream, is what he's seeing, and then later on in the movie, he actually.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and like it spans through, right? And it's like basically it goes to like a big old like labyrinth thing, and it's like.
I don't think we're there yet. I think at this one he opens it up, and it's like all of the altars.
On the tubs.
That kind of stuff. And so he's walking, and this is basically where, like, if you could think of like, ancient whatever, where you have the table and then you would puncture somebody and their blood would drain out.
Oh yeah.
Because then he sees himself on top of the table, and he says, "Kill him." And then we cut to him throwing up in the restroom.
Okay.
And then he washes up, and then he basically goes to take a bath. While he's in the water, this is where we get all of the hands come up and drag him under and start drowning him.
Almost drowned.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, almost drowned, falling asleep in tub. And then Kathy basically saves him from drowning. So then we cut to him at the doctor, and the doctor says that he's fine, that everything checks out.
Physically, no concussion or anything.
And he gives him the number to he gives him a note to a psychiatrist, and he said, I don't know if y'all saw the note, but when he hands it to George, it has the psychiatrist's name and psychiatrist, but no phone number, and he says, give this doctor a call. It's like, how is he gonna?
I didn't catch that.
How is he gonna call him if there's no phone number?
Figure it out yourself.
To remind you, this is also the 70s, so they don't have internet.
They have phone books, so.
Right? He's gonna have to look it up on the newspaper. In the phone book, where is this doctor at?
So then we cut to them in the car. It's Kathy and George, and it's basically like, I put too much pressure on you. No, I wanted this life. That kind of conversation that they're having. So then, and his eyes are normal. Like, they make it a point to show his full face every chance they get, and his eyes don't have like that red ring around his pupils.
And even his face when he's in the house is like, he just looks exhausted.
Yeah, he's
like,
exhausted. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's points when like his veins are popping too.
Yeah.
Like it's
So then we cut to home, and we're with the kids in the kitchen, and Chelsea says that she wants to go get her bear because the bear's hungry too, right? Kids in their imagination. So then she runs off. Parents get home, and before George is able to walk into the house, the bear falls. shots from the roof or from the
And he looks and he's
sky.
like, what the? And they look up, and what did she say? She's like,
Hi, mommy.
Hi, mommy. And they're like, what the? How did she even get up there? They never explain. I guess she climbed like the...
Probably from her.
I guess the same way the mom got up there, but I.
Yeah, I don't know.
With the
Yes.
help of what's her name, Jody? Was it?
No,
Maybe.
Jody, true. So basically, like the roof of this house has like a converging point where the two sides meet, right, to make the triangle.
Mhm.
And Chelsea is walking along that vertex, that flat line, and of course the parents freak out. George runs to get his ladder from the truck. He, undoes it, and then Kathy runs upstairs, and they're both trying to get to Chelsea. They do. I feel like they make a really good point. Sorry, they do a really good job about making this really tense.
This is like probably one of the better tense moments, other than one part of the finale, but yeah.
Where Chelsea is trying to get up. Sorry, Chelsea is up there. Kathy's trying to get to her, but everything's going wrong. Right? She slips. All these kind of other things. George is trying to get up there, but the ladder falls. Well, he's already on the roof. All these kind of things. And so they get to the very end on the other side. And Kathy's trying to talk Chelsea down, and she says, "What are you doing up here?" And Chelsea turns around. And she's like, "I have to go with Jody, mommy." And she's about to like walk off. To where eventually she does, and she's caught by Kathy. And she calls for, and I think she's holding her by like the shirt, right, or something like that. And she calls for George, and she starts to slip, and it's
she like slides
Literally
down
slide,
the roof.
yeah.
And like at one point, I think even her shoulders like turn. I'm like, there's no way she's still holding on.
And I think she like even hits something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
right?
sure.
While she's sliding like a chimney or something. And so she eventually lets go of Chelsea just for George to catch her at the last second. So then Kathy, of course, we cut to Kathy being upset with Chelsea, basically. It's the whole conversation about like, Jody's not real. Yes, she is. I see her. She just wants to show me daddy. And I'm like, ooh.
I mean, this is factual.
Yeah. And they basically have a conversation about that, right? Like Kathy is like, you really miss dad, huh? And Chelsea's like, yes, I do, which kind of like makes me think about how, because Chelsea can't be older than like 7.
She's pretty young.
Right? Like she's like 5 at most.
Yeah, we never
Like,
get
how
the
long
timeline.
would they-
Well, I think the closest timeline we have is when we find out that he's not their dad, it's because they pan the photo at the beginning and it's not him. It's the children, her, and then I think the dad.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
How old did the children look? Did
They didn't look that much younger, so it had to have been maybe like a year and a half, 2 years.
Because the fact that they're moving out together makes me think, they've been together for a little bit. But yeah, I don't
Well, it's also the 70s. So.
That's true.
Chalk everything up to it's the 70s.
Oh, he drops a one-liner here too.
He does. He hears the entire conversation because he's walking into the room.
And then he just like stares at him.
He
from
stares
far
at
away.
them and he goes, "What's the matter with you people?" And then walks out.
Turns the corner and then what did he say? Like wacko family. Or something? I said, "You're part of this family."
Yeah.
Which this is something to note that I think when he first saves Chelsea, I don't think he's turned into like the asshole character yet.
Yeah.
Because when he saves her, he seems kind of like relieved and like empathetic, and then just to do this, bro.
Call him a wacko family. He grabs a bunch of blankets and the clock, and basically moves into the basement.
Or he's worried about a clock. Ain't no way. He ain't never go to work.
So then we cut to later and we see Kathy. She's going to a church to talk to a priest. Says that there's something in the house, and then he's like, he tries to talk to her about the DeFeos, and she's like, no, I already know about them.
Oh yeah.
Because
he's like, because what did she say? She's like, yeah, blah blah blah. I've seen these things. I heard these things. Like, yeah, the last time that I heard this was, and then she was like, she's like, the DeFeos. She's like, oh, you know them? He's like, yeah, no, I'm living in their house. And he's like,
just stares, bro.
He said, oh. Jeez.
So then we cut, again, just more chopping wood kind of stuff. So then we go to later that night, and George is watching the home videos from the montage that we had at the beginning.
Coughing.
He was really sickly. And in one of the frames, Billy's face distorts into like a demon
And
face.
Billy's his biggest enemy, bro. He's like the one kid that doesn't really care for him.
And I think at one point he even rewinds it, pauses it, and then like focuses on the face change, and then the film like burns.
Is classic.
So then we cut to 3:15, and George wakes up to whispers to catch 'em, kill 'em, catch 'em, kill 'em, and the basement door opens by itself, and George walks upstairs out of the basement into the main room or the main floors or whatever, and he sees that the windows and the front door are all open. So he grabs his axe and I hate this part. He goes into the boathouse.
Right, the boathouse is unlocked again.
Yes.
So he's like
He's
kind of pissed off,
He's
like
slamming.
again.
Yeah. He goes into the boathouse. He hears growling, and there's a shot of some body in the water. And so he's looking at it, doing like the whole once over, and then he's attacked by a ghost or something.
I think it's the thing for the same thing that was watching the boy washing his hands, and it like jumps at him, but it's like you're saying, it's like a growl, but it's also distorted. But you can pretty much tell that visually it's not it. But once he like freaks out as it jumps at him, he like swings the axe, and you hear the perf.
After that, we can tell.
It's like, oh no, and he just like goes to town. He's like, and ends up being.
And this was the scene that got them a
dog.
defamation case.
Yeah, Billy's dog, the axe.
Yeah, it's bad. Because then we get a shot of it, which isn't too gruesome, but it's just like a bunch of blood. And then he like lifts the collar,
Takes the collar off.
and then he pretends it never happened. Well, he's like
cleans
scrubbing
it
away.
Yeah, he's like.
I'm assuming he just like throws it in the lake or something. I don't know. We never see, but
What he does with the body.
yeah. R.I.P. the dog. Bro.
Yeah, dude, what did Henry do?
It was a
Or
cute
Harry,
dog.
what did Harry do? So then we cut to the next morning, and we're sitting at the table with Kathy, and Kathy walks in to talk to George. And she says that they need to leave the house, and he's like, no, we're
He's
gonna...
like shaking too, like his hands are shaking.
And he's like, no, we can't leave because I have to fix the squeak, and I have to do all these other things.
This is when he talks about how it's always cold in there too, like the window opening.
And he even drops the line. He tells her, "How'd you get so fucking stupid?"
He is. He's like gripping her too, like. Yeah.
And she says that it's basically that they have to start leaving, and then there's a bunch of screaming. They have an argument, right? Like, no, I don't want to go. You wanted this house XYZ, so now we have to, we made our bed. Now we have to lay in it.
Oh, because he's even like, our money.
Yeah.
Like, basically, yeah. So maybe she didn't work out.
I don't know.
Is this when the kids walk in?
Yes, this is. Michael runs in and says that they can't find Harry, and then Billy and Chloe walk in from the other. Billy and Chloe's the actor's name. That's what I keep trying to. But Billy and Chelsea
Bro,
run
girl
in.
from Kick-Ass.
I told you. And Billy even drops a line, right? He's like, have you seen Harry, George?
He even does like a. Nope.
And he looks at the boathouse and he says that, that the dog ran away. No, it didn't. Harry never runs away. No, it ran away. That kind of stuff.
My kid's snappy. Have you seen the dog? Yeah, George. Even earlier on, they kind of like bicker back and forth. I respect it.
So then we have the priest showing up, and George is putting screws in like the windows.
Yeah, he's like screwing the windows down so they don't open.
Yeah, and he
Second
doesn't
red
put
flag.
them, he doesn't put them all the way. He puts them to where like the pointed end is like in, but not all the way in. So then Kathy basically runs out to go talk to the priest, and he meets Chelsea, and Chelsea has some doll that only has one eye on it.
The teddy bear from the closet.
And so Kathy and him go to converse or whatever, and he asks about the doll, and he says, he drops the lore that he's seen the doll before because Jody was buried with it.
Yeah, because Kathy's like, it was left in the house, and he's like, well, no, it can't be. It's like I basically presided over their funeral. Yeah,
and
she was buried with it.
So then the priest is in the living room and he gets ready to start blessing, the place.
To summarize, it's pretty like stock. Trying
Something
to bless the house, so they invent supplies, and then
Bro, I
an
thought
army of flies.
they broke candy.
Army of flies comes out. He's like, ah!
Oh, we get the classic, like the knob has a cross on it.
Yeah, and it turns upside down, and he like freaks out, and I think he hears something, right? Like something.
Yeah.
Pretty sure telling him to get out or something, because then the door opens.
Yeah, he leaves.
Which I've seen a lot of these movies, like Conjuring, blah blah blah. This priest is kind of a wimp, bro. That's all it took was some flies, and
yeah.
said, nope, I'm out of here.
He was out, so he left, and he like took off.
Well, I guess he's smart.
The wife's like, "Wait, where are you going?"
Even like banging on the window, he didn't say shit, bro. He's out of there.
He said deuces.
So then we get shots of the house, and we get George. He's starting to hear voices. It's the whole catch him, kill him, catch him, kill him. And then the TV has like the standby thing, and it has like a picture of an indigenous person.
Which is the same one from the beginning that we see get like a glimpse of.
Yeah, which I think kind of like ties in later whenever we find out more lore about what happened. So then he hears more voices and he goes down to the boathouse, and we kind of get like his breaking moment here. He falls over on the stairs and Kathy just watches from the windows right at the house.
Yeah, he's going through it, man.
Yeah. Then we get title card, day 28.
Bro, in one of the, I know we're not there yet, but literally one of the lore dumps, they're like, and 28 days later. I'm like, we're just incorporating them all, man.
Everything comes back to Amityville. So day 28, George is vomiting again in the restroom, and Kathy runs to the library, and the librarian's like, "We're not open yet." And she's like, "Move, bitch!"
She just barges in.
To go to the microfiche to start looking at.
That's how you know it's the 70s, bro.
The microfiche to look at
another checkbox, another cliche, like
doing research.
Yeah, and then she's able to find all this information, and then she finds out what she looks at. The murders first, and then she finds out that the house used to be sanctuary for indigenous people by a pastor by the name of Ash Ketchum or whatever.
I had the same thought. I don't know his first name, but his last name is Ketchum.
Yeah, she's like, what? And then she goes to look for a book. In this library, they have this whole man's like manifesto book, in like gold bound. Like, what? Like,
this is another thing that has been debunked. Like, indigenous organizations have come out and been like, it ain't on like an ancient burial ground or whatever.
Yeah, so like this
is a very cliche thing. Like, I know that this is in the movie because I guess in the true story, this is like the research they did, but it's another cliche like indigenous burial thing. It always has to be involved in some.
So basically, this one, we're getting back and forth between her researching and Ryan Reynolds' character basically trying, or like I guess finally uncovering the thing. So he like gets a sledgehammer. He's like, I'm gonna break this down. So sledgehammer breaks through the little bit of cinder block that's there. He grabs the wall to like pull it,
sticky,
and it's sticky, and it's just because there's maggots there. That's right. Yeah, it's all green. He's like, what the? Well, he ends up breaking down the wall. He goes through there. He kind of sees what he saw, except without the tables themselves. But he sees like almost like cages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and as he's passing through the cages, very 13 ghost style. Yeah. Like he passes by, he doesn't see anything, but then as he passes it like does the hazy camera shaky, and you see all these different people and things that you saw throughout the movie. So
as we're getting
the first one is the guy that was bleeding from the mouth. He is the one that was in the bathroom with the kid. He is in the first cage, and as he's walking by, obviously he doesn't see him. And the second one, he kind of sees like just like an open area almost. And then we see the research of Kathy seeing that like, he used to like, there used to be like, hang the people and then have like from their hands. And it had that metal thing that would like, I guess, be on their, I don't know. It was really weird. It was like the weirdest thing. I don't know. But it was the metal thing that they found at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it gets to the big reveal, and it's like and the person behind this was Ash Ketchum, and then she sees the picture of him as the preacher, and then that's when it goes to this like golden yellow room that's a different color scheme than everything
Pretty
else.
sure the film effect changes
film
too.
effect changes too, yeah. And it's like him standing there like this, right? Like he's just like there, and then he like turns around, and I don't even remember. He looks kind of weird, like I don't know. He has like a weird like shaped face too.
Have y'all seen Wednesday, the Netflix show?
Yeah.
Loki just be like the same villain at the end of season 1, or it's like the same, like y'all was saying, the cliche like trench coat guy,
trench
colonial
coat,
gear.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought the villain at the end of season 1 was the 90s Wednesday actor.
Oh yeah.
or is it one of the seasons?
It's probably season 2.
Maybe
Dang,
season-
spoiler alert! I haven't seen it
Is
yet.
it season 2?
I don't
No,
know.
season.
Anyway.
One of them has a colonial guy, but it's like which. I don't know. It's one of those like, bro. If this has anything to do with it, I don't think they dressed like that. But go off. Like,
No, so basically the idea was, the lore behind it was that this preacher uses sanctuary as his way of doing his evil doings that he thinks was righteous but are not.
Right.
And so obviously he's doing awful acts to these people, and so that's where the evil is coming from, right? Is all these atrocities and somebody that is an evil, malevolent spirit still in the house.
Yeah, he had offed himself in the house.
Oh, with the scythe, right?
Yeah.
Like he had a scythe, the sickle or something. Yeah.
So that way his presence would stay there.
Stay there.
I'm pretty sure it's when we get.
And it sprays Ryan Reynolds in the face too. Ryan Reynolds what is it? It's like the Jason versus Freddy. Blood. He's like, what?
Is this when we get the lore about the guy? Like the murders of the family before then too. When
I
they
think
talk
so.
about how like
it would have been. I'm pretty sure it would have been during the microfiche.
like how that guy moved into the basement, had killed the family dog, and said that he was hearing stuff. And,
right, and because what ends up happening is after she sees all this, her first thought is, I need to go to the church.
She goes to the father.
Yeah, and she's like, why did you leave? And he's like, and what he told me is like, the last time that I heard about, somebody telling me about people hearing voices and things like that was that guy, the surviving member of the family.
Like 3 weeks before.
Yeah, 3 weeks before, which 21 days earlier, not 28. He's like, and I never believed him until now. He's like, your house scares me, because she's dropping the lore too, right? She's like, I just found out about all these crazy things and blah 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 blah. And I think he, I guess, figured it out too, because I'm sure, being from the church, I'm sure at some point he's heard those awful stories and probably like tried to like not bring those up, because I'm sure that's like frowned upon in the history of that town. But yeah, like he basically came out and was like, yeah, no, you need to get your family out of there, but I ain't going back, so I don't know what to do. Which is fair. I mean, we can't assume that every priest from every small town can do exorcisms like every other horror movie, right?
Yeah.
But
he's saving himself.
So she basically like calls him, right? She's like, you need to get out of the house right now. And he's like already in his full trance, because obviously at that point, up to that point, he got the spray from the preacher. So that's the visual of he's been fully possessed. And he's like hears her. He doesn't really respond, and he just rips the phone out of the wall. He's like, and she's like, hello? And she's like, okay, I guess I gotta drive back to the house.
Which it was like, I don't know, the day flew by so quick.
Yeah.
By the time she gets there, it's like pitch black
It's like
outside.
rainy or
I'm like,
thunderstorm.
He hasn't killed anybody yet?
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember, the kids they came back from somewhere or something, right? Or what happened?
I thought they were in the house.
They're in the house, yeah, but how, like, they don't get affected for like however long.
He was building something, we find out. Remember?
Oh, yes.
I thought we were going to see him do
Yes,
it.
the carpentry, yes, I forgot about that.
He's like, remember the contract.
So basically, the kids see him, and he has the gun, right? Because basically that's the voices are doing it. He finally gives into the voices. So he's going after the kids or whatever. I think the wife ends up coming in before that, and is like, what the heck? And so they like go to the basement, right?
No, we get the boat.
The boat
first.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I was going to say, does he have the gun yet? No, right?
No, not yet.
He's in the boathouse.
He's in the boathouse with the flashlight looking at the water again. Mm-hmm. And then she follows him in, and she flashes her with the light, and she falls in the water. I was like, what the heck? He's like, what? And
her hair gets caught.
Her hair gets caught in the propeller. because I can't remember. I guess he turned the boat on prior to her getting there. And so then the motor's on, her hair gets tangled. He stops the motor, but there's another setting on the boat where you can raise and lower the thing. And so what ended up happening was when she got tangled, her face was kind of slightly, like barely above water. She could kind of scream and breathe. And she's like, help. And he like sits there and like looks at her, and that distorted face that we saw in the film occurs on her face, and he sees it, and he shakes his head, and at first you think like, okay, he's gonna snap and realize, oh hey, let me get her out. He pushes it down, like the propeller goes down, so she goes further in the water, and stays there for like a good 15 seconds. She's struggling, and then he snaps again, and then raises it up, because he like stares at her. She's looking at the up in the water, and you can see him just staring like.
Really contemplating.
Contemplating. And then she's like, he tries to help her out. She like snaps his hand. She's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, he has the reverse setting, which untangles her.
Untangles her, And she's like, you trying to kill me.
And then he helps her out.
Yeah, and she's like, doesn't want to do it.
Oh,
so then,
she swats his hand.
So then she runs to the kitchen. She's like, kids, come on, we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when he, I think, picks up the firearm from, I forget where.
So
because it's not in the basement yet. Oh no, it's in the basement.
So we're not there yet. So then Chelsea comes running in for Kathy, and she's like, "Come on, you have to help!" So they go back into the house and they find the caskets.
Well, that's in the basement.
Oh, it's the basement. Never mind.
But I don't think he has a gun yet.
Yeah. Oh, I think because it's in the basement.
They're following him.
Yeah. So, they go in by themselves, and then it's like they see the casket and they're like, oh, because the kids are down there. They're like, Mom, you need to see this. And it's all of the caskets and it has their names on them.
With their sizes. Then he drops the line.
Yeah, what is the line? Say the line.
He tells, like, is her name Chelsea?
Yeah.
He's like, I think it's time for her to go back with her daddy.
I
think she wants to be with her daddy.
Yeah. And she freaks out, so then they like run. I think he like grabs her, right? And they break off. And that's when he grabs the
now he has the
firearm, and then he like is like slowly walking like.
Because they go up the stairs and lock it, and we get like the shot of him with the.
Yeah, they like put the bench behind it because he shoots later shoots the door, but he just breaks through. They run up the stairwell because yes, of course.
And when they go up to the main floor, all of the screws that he had put in earlier
are screwing in. Yeah. Like what the?
Yeah, this definitely happened, bro.
Yeah. So they're like going room to room, and like he's just basically trying to find them, and then they end up going. I think so. It's Billy's room, right? Chelsea's room, and basically, they lock themselves in. And they end up going out the window, but they lock the door. But he shoots the door, like opens the door, and then like.
Did you notice that when he shoots the door, he shoots it like basically in the middle of the door, but that somehow unlocks it?
Yeah. I was trying to figure out why he shot it there. The knob is here, and he shot like up here. I thought, what? Because he doesn't reach through or anything. It took some of the health points away from the door.
So he like opens the door. He realizes they went out the window, and he's kind of like, okay. And so they're like, show them in the rain, thunderstorm, right? Similar to the opening scene.
Yeah.
And they're like crawling up on the roof, like, come on. Like, I'm just trying to think, like, I remember where they're going. And we're like going up and they come down and there's like a pipe, I think, or irrigation on that corner of the downward thing. And they like slip and like, and then, I think at that point, that's when he gets like up there. I think he grabs the wife, right? And she ends up like popping him with something. And he like falls.
It's like some rod that they.
Yeah, rod. They rip it and then they freaking whack him with it in the head.
Yeah.
And he like tumbles off the roof 2 stories and falls in the mud. He's just like.
Like Family Guy.
Yeah, like Family Guy. And then they safely get down because they crawl down I think that's how Chelsea got the little what is that thing called? The like where vines grow.
Oh,
like,
I know.
Right.
I don't know what. I think at this point they made it to like the 1-story thing, and at that point it's not
as high. Yeah. So they do that, and then
it's the cliche: one kid doesn't want to jump.
Yeah, but they flash back to Ryan Reynolds, and it's his brain, and it's him having like the good thoughts, right? Like he's thinking like it's almost like his life flashing before his eyes.
It's like the same film we saw, similar to the film we saw earlier.
Yeah,
like,
and then
the same thing.
And then what was the distorted thing that happened? Because something kicks him out of it, like something that jolts him. Because something like wakes him up and his eyes are like.
Yeah, I don't think it's Billy again. I don't remember who it is in this one.
It's when they're running on the roof. they see.
Oh yes, they see the Reverend
in the window.
In the window, he like does the jump scare. He's like, "What's up?"
Ah!
And then they freak out, and then that's when his eyes wake up. And then I think
That's
they
when
go
he
to
wakes up.
see where he was and is not there anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he grabs the axe.
The axe, and
And
then
then he goes to where they had jumped off of the first story.
yeah, and so basically, at that point, he ends up getting a hold of one of the kids, right?
Pretty sure
Like,
it's Billy.
it's Billy, yeah.
His op.
His eye. And then she like cocks the gun right because he's gonna. Oh, because he gets him pinned against
got,
the
like, the
yeah,
axe
he pins
right
him and he gets him against the wall. And I think he gets the vision again, right? The
Yeah.
blurry.
Mhm.
And so he's like, okay, I gotta do the thing. And just as he's winding up, you get the. And she's like, "Don't do it."
Mm-hmm.
And he freezes for a second, but like you can tell it's not truly phasing him. He like literally turns around and
He
does
puts
the-
it to his
the
head.
Strangers. He does the Strangers chapter 1. He like puts it to his head, and she can't do it right. She ends up dropping the thing.
Yeah.
And so he turns around and what did he say? Did he say like that's what I thought or what?
Something like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then he goes to turn around and do the axe, and she's just like no,
Hits
and
him
like
with the
pops him
back,
in the
yeah.
back of it, and then and then it turns into the
Home
alright,
videos again.
Yeah, home videos again.
And then Kathy says to grab the rope so they can go ahead and tie him up.
Yeah.
And then when she turns around, George hits her in the.
Brad, George
with
does the
axe.
Undertaker.
Oh
bruh.
yes. George hits him with their axe, and she's like bleeding out. But then like come to find out it's not real.
It's a dream.
It's a dream. It's him dreaming, but it's also him phasing back into reality, and he's kind of like as they see them tying him up and dragging him. There's like no like take me out. And they're like, no, and they just like basically hog tie him and like drag him in the this like I'm assuming 280-pound man. They're like dragging by a rope, and like these 3 kids and an adult, are like getting him across to the boat. Like that's a long drag.
Oh, because he even tells her like, what does he say? He says like, "Kill me or I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah, and she's like, no, like that ain't happening. And so then they get him into the boathouse.
Mhm.
They somehow get him on the boat. They pick him up and flip him into the boat, and then they turn the keys and they drive away.
Into the sunrise, into the sunrise.
Yeah. And then I like the way they do it too. Like it looks like they go out a little bit, and it looks like they're gonna turn back around. I'm like, where are they
Yeah.
going? Why'd you just go straight? Like, wouldn't that just be the
Easy.
logical thing?
Yeah. But yeah, so then George wakes up and he says
Because they parked the boat.
that they parking the boat in the middle of the lake, and he says they should get out of there. And then we get little text at the bottom. I don't know if y'all saw it.
Yeah.
It's a stupid choice, I think, because it's white text on like this glimmery lake. But it says after 28 days, the family fled Amityville. They never returned for their personal possessions.
Sounds like they didn't pay their mortgage.
And then we get a shot of the house, the front door. The camera goes into the front door. We see little ghost Jody. I don't know why they add this.
Yeah,
But we
it's
see
just
little
kinda
ghost
dumb.
Because
Jody.
she's still there waiting for the next
No,
one.
it's just dude, this is like mid 2000s. Like you always have to end with some type of
What
jump
if we want a
scare.
sequel? What if we want a sequel?
Yeah, some type of jump scare.
And then she gets dragged to hell.
Yeah, well, no, she like they do. Well, yes, but they do like a quick like backwards montage of like her screaming.
Oh, you get the clock going
The clock.
backwards back to 3:15.
It goes back, yeah, but like it keeps on just reverting back to the same time before 3:15,
Yeah.
because it gets like 3:17, 3:16, and then it like jumps back to 3:30. Because
Yeah.
like, bro, like you could have started way earlier, or like
you
at
thought-
least space through the other times too, like
Yeah.
the 12-hour time cycle, and yeah, like it's screaming and all the like doors. Like and get undone and flip back. The cross door flips back upright.
It, like,
the
resets.
screws, everything resets. The chairs get reset back, and then she ends up stop screaming, and then she gets like the lonely tear, like,
Yeah.
and I can't tell if she was smiling or
It
not.
looks like
just
she
kinda
smiled.
Like,
They're like-
she's like content. It's like okay, I can be rest easy, and then like
The same hands that were grabbing it
from the
her.
sky, now
Yeah.
grabbing it from the floor.
I missed it. I looked away for a second and then I turned and the bear was just falling. I had to rewind it.
Yeah, the bear was like,
But she just pooped in the dust. Nope, they fucking.
You got Thanos. But yeah, that was Amityville Horror. Not to be confused with
Mhm.
Amityville in the Hood or Amityville in Space.
and then in true 2000s fashion, the credits started with Smash Mouth All Star.
that would have been great. But yeah. Anything else y'all wanted to add?
I think just going back to one of the things you had brought up, you had mentioned the whole, like, I don't understand why they would have done the, it wasn't the balloon, it was the other one.
It was the rope around.
The rope. What I thought was potentially, because that's not how the preacher had done it, but I think part of it might have been because that's how he had maybe tortured some of the other people. That may have been his torturing her soul. But I think that's reaching, and I think that's kind of like one of those. I think you're right. Still kind of like that and the balloon. Like I don't think
I was gonna say, did he torture people with helium?
With the balloons?
Did they even have balloons back then?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was definitely something that was what I had thought of. But I still think I really stand by my thought. There's a lot of things that, looking back now, like just is cringy 2000s. Like again, some of the choices for some of the different like camera filters, or like the different like morphing, or the unnecessary amount of jump scares, and like the aggressiveness of how quickly you jumped into it. Like you're saying, there's no nuance to it. It was very like on the nose, like jump scare now, versus like leading into it with more tension. I think the two spots that had tension, the one you said, which was the whole setup for which one was it that you had said?
The roof scene?
Roof scene, yes, there you go. Roof scene. And I thought the roof scene again at the end was pretty good, of him grabbing her and him trying to escape, and I don't think the preacher face was necessary, but again, jump scare needed to be a jump scare. And like I thought that was pretty well done, but like you said, Ryan Reynolds I think was a standout. I think he honestly carried a majority of that movie with his character. So that definitely I think helped. The writing definitely was kind of bland. Like there wasn't a whole lot of like, I think, great story progression. Like it just kind of happened. Like I think things happened because they had to happen versus.
Yeah, it was very time lapse.
Yeah, and it didn't feel very. I hate using the word organic, but it didn't feel very smooth. It had some clunkiness to it, and I think they kind of forced a lot of just tropes that they're used to putting in, especially in that era, into that movie, which I think takes away from some of the good things about it. But I think for sure the script and the storyline in general was just not very great. Like, it's okay, but I mean, it's also a rehashing and retelling of the same story that's already had, I think, 4 movies prior to that. So,
and probably 8 more after
that.
You're like, Amityville in space. I'm telling you.
I gotta watch this. All in all, I agree with a lot of that. I think I understand. Like, I'm sure the book or whatever, or maybe even the original movie has more detail in it about like what happens in that 28 days, because it is very like a lot of movies, like when I recall like The Conjuring and stuff like that, I feel like it's all very chronological. Like it's happening over a 3-4 week span and we're seeing a lot of what's happening, but this is very like, oh shit, 2 or 3 crazy things happen and now we're skipping 10 days forward. So I think there's a lot of that missing. Overall, I would say it's worth watching. Like I don't think it's anything groundbreaking. Like you're saying, it's very formulaic. A lot of the experimental stuff it does isn't like anything outstanding. I think it's worth watching, like, just in passing if you need a movie to watch. It's probably honestly a lot better than a lot of movies that came out at the time.
Yes, I think
which again is not a high bar at all.
Yeah, it's not a high bar, and that's what I was saying. It's not great. It's not bad. It's okay. Like it's okay. And I think, like you said, Ryan Reynolds is probably the standout of the movie. Like he did really well. I guess Kathy did pretty well too.
Yeah.
Kid actors about the same, right? I don't think you got too much craziness out of Chelsea, right? Like she didn't do too much other than just the generic stuff. Billy was angsty teen as usual. Middle kid, I don't think got very much screen time. I mean, it's not a terribly bad movie. I'm not gonna lie though, I was still upset that I saw 13 Ghosts was the next movie that popped up after that, and I was like, really? I go, every time I've been wanting to put that movie on our list, and I can't because it's never on any of the things. And when we have other stuff we need to watch, then it of course pops up, and I'm like, oh my god.
I've never seen that movie.
It's good. I honestly, I will put out there, it has a very good cult following now. Even back then, I thought it was a really good horror movie, not because of it was scary by any means, but I think they did a really good job with the lore, and I think it makes you want to dive more deeper into the movie. And I thought it was good. And he has your boy Damien Lillard in it, and
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard. Sorry, Matthew Lillard.
Oh shit.
He's in it. They have the dude that plays Monk. He's in it. They have somebody else too. I forget the other actress that's in it. Not the other rest of the family. I think it's like a side character.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of these people.
Yeah, somebody. One of the other ladies I think is in it. But the it's really good. I think you would get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But anyways,
Alright.
We'll do it eventually.
eventually.
All right, Jordan. Next pick is yours. What are we gonna watch next?
When does Doomsday come out?
December.
I feel like I might regret this pick.
We're gonna break genres and cover Doomsday.
We're gonna be filming for the drama the next time. We're doing Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make us watch Lee Cronin's The Mummy,
Lee Cronin's Mummy.
which is the same person who wrote and directed Evil Dead Rise. So which I didn't know until I thought about picking this movie, which gave me some hope. Yeah, a lot of fans of The Mummy aren't very happy about them making this movie.
Like hold on. The fans of the Mummy, like the actual Mummy, or you talking about like the Mummy trilogy?
The Mummy movies, whatever. Who's the guy known for making the Mummy movies?
Brian Fraser.
Yeah,
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan
But
Fraser.
but like you talking about, but those are two completely different things. That the Mummy is not like the actual mummy; it's just a mummy. Like the Mummy is its own thing from like I mean with all the different Universal monsters. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess they're upset that it's not like it's. I don't know.
Yeah, this isn't the one with Tom Cruise, right?
No.
No, okay. That's what I was saying.
No.
That's the one that everybody's mad at. Are you sure you're looking at the right one?
Yeah,
He's
they were
looking
talking
at the
about
right
Fraser one.
Yeah.
Why are they talking about the Brendan Fraser one? It's not not even the same
I
thing.
don't know.
I mean, that may be confused because the Brandon Fraser one's getting either a reboot or a sequel.
In a few years.
Yes.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are saying, why make this movie when that one's coming out?
Because they're two completely different things.
See, I don't know the lore behind any of it.
Did you never watch The Mummy with Brendan Fraser?
I've never seen any of the
Oh
anything mummy
my
related.
Yeah,
god!
I'm on his boat too. I don't remember.
You never, but you've seen them.
I've probably seen the first one.
Dude, The Mummy is great. Okay, but
People also seem upset that this just seems like a
Okay.
exorcism kind
okay,
of
yes.
movie,
Well,
but-
again, gonna stress that The Mummy Brendan Fraser trilogy is a action like box office movie
Yeah.
with some slight horror elements, but it's more of a funny, family-friendly movie. And The Mummies, all those movies, I'm pretty sure are actual horror movies about an actual like the main mummy, not a mummy named Imhotep. Like there's a whole thing. The Rock came out in the Mummy trilogy. He came out in
Yeah.
the Scorpion King. The
Yeah, I've
spin-off.
seen that one.
Yeah, it was, why you seen that?
Well, I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen like the
Oh
shitty CGI.
my God.
All right.
Yeah, there's some pretty bad CGI. Oh, for The Rock, anyways. Everything
I
else is
guess
pretty
people
good.
don't want anything mummy related at all, like about a mummy at all,
But
because
that's
I
not
don't
the
know.
same thing.
I'm just telling you what I saw. People have been shitting on the trailer for this.
It's
movie,
like,
so-
I watched all the Chucky movies. I don't want to watch Annabelle. It's like they're not the same thing. They have the same concept in
Yeah.
passing, but not really. Anyway, that's like,
So next we're gonna be watching The Mummy.
subscribe now.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. We really appreciate it. But until then, y'all have a good day.